Lost Ark was already a popular MMORPG in Korea, and recently with its NA release, it's sweeping across the West. I'm going to show you the tools that you'll need to succeed, and these are things that I wish that I knew sooner when I first started playing Lost Ark. I currently have around 250 hours in Lost Ark, and I'm item level 1056 in Tier 2 on my way to Tier 3. I will say that although these are things that I wish that I knew sooner, make sure that you're doing what is right for you and you read your abilities and any items that you might equip to make sure that they best fit your playstyle, because ultimately, the best thing for you to do is to have fun while playing. The first thing I want to talk about, because it affects you at the very early part of the game, is your pet. Your pet has special effects and bonuses that are applied while you have the pet out. These can be changed at any pet management vendor, which can be found in any major city all across Arcadia. All you do is drag the pet that you want into the retrain and then click on the ability. You see here that I have swiftness selected because it is appropriate for my class, although crit is the base default for every pet that you obtain in the game. So be sure that you have the stat that you want selected in order to best benefit your class. While questing within the game, or when obtaining rewards from any sort of event, you're going to receive these chests that are occasionally bound to roster. Do not open them until you know exactly what it is that you want from them when you need it. Often, you will end up opening materials and items that you don't even need, and then you end up sitting on them and wishing that you still had the selection later. Be careful though, because some items when selected cannot be traded, and as you can see here, it says engraving recipes obtained from this chest cannot be listed on the market. That means that once you open it, you have to use the item or discard the item, because you cannot trade it or sell it on the open market. When you finally do make those selections, some of the chests are going to contain engraving books that you're going to learn 20 at a time to level up the bonus for you to imprint those engravings onto your character slot in the 2 slots for imprinting underneath of your weapon in your character menu. Generally speaking, the class engraving is going to be the one that you want to prioritize. And if you have both of the same imprinted, it will be easier for you to achieve level 3 so that you can maximize the benefit. In some cases, you will want to prioritize other engravings as well, but be careful. Some, such as Grudge, which has been popularized by many streamers, has a deadly drawback, and it will increase the amount of damage that you take by 20%, making you more prone to death, and a dead DPS is doing no DPS. Each endgame activity on Arcadia is not created equal, and if you miss a day, that's okay. A lot of the endgame activities will acquire rest bonus for your character up to a bonus of 5 days, so that when you do finally complete those activities, you will get double loot equal to a day's worth of loot that you missed up to those 5 activity days. Be careful though, some and a lot of endgame activities, especially such as Abyss, which is weekly, is only available to be run 1 time per character, per Abyssal, per week, and it does not accrue any rest bonus for any weeks that you have missed. Also, if you look in Procion's Compass, which is this button here under your map, you'll see the rewards that you can complete up to 1 time daily. This also does not have a rest bonus, and these dailies should generally be prioritized if you're trying to play efficiently. While upgrading tiers, it may be difficult for you to find the materials that you need, and once you have completed the majority of the islands, for you to gain those materials, you still may end up short when trying to acquire materials to go to Tier 2, and especially to go from Tier 2 to Tier 3. Don't be afraid though, this ship here, the T and Libra Guild Vessel, is at every major port, and weekly, under the normal exchange, you'll find additional materials that can be purchased with pirate coins that are earned while doing those islands. These materials can be purchased weekly, and the fragments are tradable, meaning that you can trade them between characters. So if you have multiple alts, you can buy out this shop on every alt and trade these to one character to level that character all that much faster. Each day, you're going to be able to donate to your guild, if you are in one, by clicking this guild donation button on the bottom right. Once you have done so, you will donate silver by clicking this button and receive a currency called Silmail Bloodstones. Silmail Bloodstones can be traded to the Silmail Bloodstone Exchange found in any major city. This exchange is also a good source of materials that you can use in order to upgrade your character, as shown before with the boats. These materials are also tradable unless they say otherwise, such as Harmony Leapstones, etc. Don't be afraid to hone the gear that you have, even if it's lower quality than you'd like. You can increase the quality by getting new pieces of gear and then using the gear transfer system to select the piece that you want to transfer onto and then moving the plus onto the new piece of higher quality gear for a minimal silver amount. When you get to tier 2, when you have something at plus 15 from tier 1, when you transfer tier 1 plus 15 onto a tier 2 piece of base 802 gear, it will give you plus 1 for free. Do not get rid of your plus 15 tier 1 gear by discarding or dismantling it. And lastly, once you are tier 2, you're going to get gems. Now, you can, as the tutorial shows you, fuse these gems 3 at a time for each of the different qualities. These gems do not need to be the same name, only the same level. And on top of that, if you go into the market and you look up the different level of gem, and let's say we look up level 3 here, it will only search for the gems that are particular to your class by default. You can change this to all, and if you're looking for gems, this can very oftentimes save you money. And the reason for that is because if you fuse 3 of these gems, they will turn into a new 1 higher level gem specific to the class that you fused them on. So this is for Sorceress, this is for Sorceress, this is for Sorceress. So obviously Sorceress is the cheapest gems, but those won't work for my class. Well, that's not true, and I'll show you why. Just for the purpose of this video, I've went ahead and bought those 3 level 3 gems that are specific to Sorceress, as you can see here. If we go to the fuse mechanic and we use these 3 Sorceress level 3 gems and fuse them together, the old gems will disappear and give me a level 4 gem that is appropriate for my own class. This is more beneficial for once you hit tier 3 in gems, but if you need a quick boost to your character, this is a good way to get it, and this is a cost-effective way to do it. I'm always learning new things in Lost Ark, and we're always talking about them in the Discord or over on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/offheal. If you have any questions, or if you want to just come hang out, feel free to do so. I stream between the hours of 9:30 and 3:30 Eastern every Monday through Friday. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you like the content, feel free to hit the like button or subscribe. And as always, happy gaming.